Howdy folks, my name's Casey and I'm here to take you on a little adventure. Alright, so we are at Chassahowitzka Wildlife Management Area. This is the area that it covers. It's huge. Now I'm going to bring you along with me as we try and find the old logging town of Centralia. And we combine a little bit of hiking and a little bit of biking. So a cool thing about Chassahowitzka is Centralia, this little town. There's hardly anything left of Centralia. I haven't been here for several years, but there's just some concrete structure that's, barely visible. The trees that were here were insane, and they've logged everything. And the train tracks actually went by my house too, that they were harvesting these on. All right, so to use Chassahowitzka, it's super easy. There's a lot of hunting that goes on here, but also a lot of exploring. All you need to do is fill out the little permit. I have a Sportsman's Gold, so I just got to write my number on it. I don't have to pay the daily fee, which is great. But I'm going to get the bike unloaded, and then we are going to check out the sign for Centralia, which is just down 19, and then we're going to try and find it. Check out some dive spots that are out here. This place is really cool, but it's right by my house, so for some reason, it seems like the things that are closest to you, you see them once and then you don't really go back to them. So it's cool to re-explore this area. I'm excited for today. All right, so our first stop is going to be to run out to 19 real quick. We're just going to cruise down on the side of the road here about not even a quarter of a mile, and there's an information sign that I've never stopped at to read, so I'm kind of curious as to see what it actually says on there. I was going to stay in the grass over here. Oh man, I haven't been on a bike in a while. My legs are burning. All right, the town of Centralia. One of Florida's largest lumber mills was here. All right, so there's the sign. Now I know what it says. Now to pedal all the way back and actually explore. Now, from what I remember a couple years ago, there's no signs or anything that leads you to the old Centralia. This is the entrance right here. And there's this first pull-off and a little road, and I'm pretty sure this is where it is. Just got to follow this however far back until you find it. All right, so not much in the way of trail. Very bouncy. But pretty sure this is it. To walk it through a little tight spot. There's not much of a trail, so I had to stash the bike and continue on foot. Wow, it's just come up on a sinkhole. Florida has a bunch of them, but check this one out. It's not very big, probably 20 foot across, maybe 10 foot deep. That's pretty cool. All right, yeah, I don't really know where I'm going. I'm just cruising through the woods. I got off the bike because I couldn't ride anymore. So hopefully I can find that again. But yeah, I know that town, it's just like around here somewhere. But I remember there being a real deep hole which they would float the logs in. I'm just looking for that, because that was pretty big. Whew. Well, is that a brick? I was just getting ready to say, I have no idea where it is. Okay, so here's a piece of an old brick, and there's actually a lot of them. There's one here, some others around here, and some more around here. I don't know how to date bricks, but I don't know. Looks old to me. But what I was going to say is that I'm pretty good with my sense of direction in the woods. But I hope I can find my bike, because I just kind of stopped and hopped off it. So, but yeah, we must be close to where the town was. At least we found some ruins, but there are more. But this does look like a good place. Good flat area to have some structures. So we'll just explore this area a little bit. But looking at just the topography of the ground, you know, try and rewind the clock and imagine what they would have done when they were building the settlement back here. What they would have used. It's a pretty cool area. Here's a little hole that's been dug out by an animal. Look at this really blue glass. It was just sitting right here, so the animal had dug it out. So this was trash, probably from Centralia, maybe a medicine bottle or something. That's really cool. So I have an idea. I'm walking towards the highway. I can hear it, I-19. And I'm going to find the sign that says Centralia, because I bet the sign was marked right about where the town was. So if I can find that sign, I should be able to find the real remnants of this place. Yeah, I see the highway right up there. Alright, so there's the sign. So it's going to cut back into the woods here. I will have to be on a mission to find my bike, because it's got my phone on it, my wallet, my keys, it's got everything. I don't know what else, thinking of just leaving it there. But no one else will find it. So worst case, I'll just go to the entrance and then just backtrack it. But yeah, probably shouldn't have done that. All right, Centralia. Got a cactus in full bloom. Yeah, so the road, I-19, has been there since Centralia was here. So with that being the main drag, I don't think I need to go too deep in the woods to find it. Only because why, if you had one of the largest logging towns in Florida, why would you offset it far from the main road where the logs need to go? So just kind of meandering around, looking for any sign of a settlement here. Sure we'll come across something. Just came across this, and I'm pretty sure this is a band off of oak barrel. It's riveted together, so it's definitely old. Yeah, doesn't that look like about the size of an oak barrel? Huh. It's my thought anyway. Huh. Well, so much for my good sense of direction. I really feel like I should have come upon the bike by now. And I don't see it in this area, so I'm gonna have to do a major backtracking to figure out where I'm at, where I put my bike. Okay, this place is familiar. I remember getting off the bike right here and walking it around. So we're at least on the right track. But speaking of tracks, I don't physically see bike tracks. So let's try and go by memory here. Oh yeah, there's some tire mark right there. All right, we'll find it. Come right through here on a... Oh, I see it. It's off to the right there. All right. Well, that's good. So we have our bear spray again, cell phone, keys, all the important things. We don't have to spend the night out in the woods. So, all right, well, I'm gonna keep looking for this place. I know it's here. somewhere. I've been here before. Yeah, so I am just pushing the bike through the woods. Came across this spot. A lot of game trails running through here. Like they're almost open paths. I wonder if that means we're close. Like, were they like old road type things? Yeah, see there's like these mounds that kind of look man-made. Just a lot that, you know, gives the impression that this was occupied at one point. You know, how long has it been since somebody else has, you know, walked in this general area? You know, maybe 100 years ago. But yeah, I have no idea where to go. Yeah, if you look at this mound, it comes through here almost like this was a train track right here. And obviously since growing up, if I go up on top of it, yeah, it's raised up, you know, a solid 2 foot right here. It's just a mound that runs down. So I'm going to go down just a little bit and just see what's beyond here. Yeah, I think we're near the town. I was just looking to see if there's anything on the phone that would indicate where we are. You see on 19 it shows the historic town of Centralia marker. If I keep going south, I'll get parallel to that sign. And maybe it's somewhere over here. Just deep in the woods like we are. But I don't see a legend on there to show how far we are from 19. But I can barely hear them, so we're a good ways away. What I thought was a train track has just kind of blended back out into the woods, so I don't know. But yeah, we'll just keep going a little bit further down. And there's a deer, maybe. Could be a hog too. There's a lot of hogs in this area. Supposed to be bears. I've never seen a bear in the wild, so probably won't see one today. But yeah, that was something over there. But all right, just a little bit further south. Yeah, figure this out. I see something. Check this out. All right, see this big oak tree? That's on a ridge, and the ridge goes this way. And it appears to be a man-made ridge. I'm just gonna walk over there real quick. Yeah, so what I remember last time I was here was they had this big like lagoon that they made that they would float the logs in to load them up onto the train. Oh yeah, this looks like a... Yeah, you see this ridge and it dips way down in there? Oh yeah, I see cypress in these, so this is wet. Okay. Yeah, I think this is okay. We're just not, we're like on the back corner of it. All right, so we need to get down onto that end, and that's where like the concrete structure is. Yeah, I just don't want to lose my bike again. So we'll go back up, get the bike, and then come down. Actually, I can probably just come in here and go down. That'll work. Whew. I didn't realize this place would be so hard to find, or that the bike would be such a burden. We're getting there. Slide down the hill. Yeah, this is definitely it. Yeah, then once we find the concrete structure, we should be able to find the rest of the town, or what's left of it. Really pretty. Oh yeah. Here's the concrete that I remember. See something over here. This is part of the tree. But I think this was used to pull the logs up. And then I think the train was up here. Someone marked it. Yeah, so then you had your landing, so then the wooden planks would go out all the way down here, kind of like a dock. So you're just all the way out. And then out here they would have like the loading station to actually put them on the trains. Yeah, here's like the end of it here. Yeah, so you got this right here, and then across the way, you can see that. Yeah, so there's this big piece here. And then what's really cool about this area is like there's these concrete posts. So they had like all this would have been platform. We're talking as far as you can see out into the woods here where the light's reaching. These concrete posts, like the footers. Yeah, so this is what's left of Centralia, but the platform that would have been here would have just been huge. Look, you see them all over the place. I go back into the woods, all through here, around here. Just deep, like it just keeps going. Like this all would have been one huge wooden platform. Yeah, it's so cool. Like just to think back, pretend, try to imagine what it would have been like. Yeah, so these are the last of them right here. So this has been the end of the platform. There's one right there. Yeah, it just would have been huge. I mean, they say it was one of the largest logging towns in Florida. I don't know how many there were, but I know most of Florida got logged out, so there's been a bunch. There's a giant mound over here. I'm gonna check this out. Yeah, this looks like just a pile of bricks right here. There must have been a building that they tore down or it fell down and made the mound. You can see some framework right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 bricks wide. Pretty stout wall right here. Huh. And there's more just back in here. It'd be really cool to find their trash pile. Like trash from the 1920s or however long ago it was. I think it's 20s and 30s era. Here's another wall right here. See right through here. There's just so much foundation structure. Yeah, I was wandering through the woods and I just couldn't find it. And then, yeah, once you're here, it's everywhere. And all these mounds too, so there would have been like houses or something over here. Yeah, there's got to be pictures of the town. It was the 1920s. They were taking pictures back then. Oh wow, this is interesting. Huh. So it looks like a foundation and like a big pound sign shape. Stung. Yeah, giant pound sign foundation. Oh man, just walking through like this area, You can see that they had like pathways just beaten down. So it seems like somebody was out here marking the relics. No, that's just a big piece of steel right there. I don't know what that would have gone to. A door of some sort's got a pinhole. Wow, look at this. Oh, that's their well. They capped it. They welded their well shut. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that was their well. Big strip of steel. I don't know what that band went to. Huh. More wall. While trying to find pictures of Centralia, I thought it'd be easy, but it's not. I did find this website, centraliarailroad.com, and it had some information on it. So the lumber mill was there between 1900 and 1922. There's a picture here of the big water tower that was there, and you can kind of see like houses, and this is all in that same area. This is a 2-story house right here. This is the big lumber mill. So when I come out of the woods, that low spot where I said they would float the logs, that's true. They did float the logs there, but they would come right up into this lumber mill and they would chop the boards up and then they would load them on the train. And here you can see just how big these logs were. This section of log has, they wrote how many board feet were on the logs, 5,476 board feet. Crazy. And then this is inside their canteen or their commissary. So you can see it was a very tall building. That's probably where that little piece of blue glass once sat on one of these little shelves right here. And then this building was in that same general area too. And then this was the boarding house run by Mrs. Varn. So, but this one, if you look, these little posts, these concrete footers, which are all over the place out there. So this building was in that general area too. But the main structure that we could see, here's the pipes from the mill. It was a steam mill. And there's the pipes from the steam mill right here. And then that almost looks like the water tower there, which makes sense. But yeah, so this is where I was walking around right here. And then right behind it would have been either right behind it or this is it. That low spot where they would float the logs up to the mill. So pretty interesting stuff. All right, well, I'm really glad that I was able to find it again. And again, it's not on the map. It's not posted anywhere. I'll show you a screenshot of my screen. And if you wanted to come out here and try and find this place yourself, you know, you can at least have some sort of reference. But it's pretty cool. Like, this used to be the place to be. This was the hot spot. Everyone knew of Centralia, Florida. It was where all your trees came from. But now it's nothing. Like, I'm walking through places that I'm sure were restricted at one time. You know, only certain people could go. Like, I'd be standing in water that would have been floating with trees all over the place. Like, all this was, you know, set up for the trees. Okay, so it looks like we're kind of near a road that comes through. It says a low signal area. Let me zoom in. Oh, we are directly over from where that sign is. So let me screenshot it. All right, yeah, so if you follow this road down, you can get kind of close. Instead of the way that I came, I definitely came the long way, the most inconvenient route possible. That's what I did. So I guess to get out of here, I'll head that way and try and catch that road, and then we can actually use the bike and get down to the big springs. Well, they're not big springs, they're sinkholes that you can scuba dive. They're really cool. So, all right, time to get out of here. There's the road. Oh yeah, okay. Whew. I was looking for a workout today and I got it. I'll tell you what. I am sweaty, I'm bleeding. Not a lot, just little dribbles. But my blood sweat and no tears, but we'll see what happens. Day's not over. Putting in the work to get some good video. All right. Now we're moving, finally. After mushing the bike through the woods. Felt like a bad idea there for a little while. But we're good now. All right, let's get to the sinks. Oh, these sand trails are a bad idea for the bike. They're too soft. The bike just wants to kind of do its own thing. We're back on the hard pack, but I'm also back by the front entrance. So I'm going to go ahead and get the car just because we got another like 10 miles to go. So that'd be 20 round trip, and it's already after 4 p.m. So just to get back before dark, we'll take the car down. You can ride and hike down there, speed things up a little bit. Being back here on these roads brings back memories. This is where my kids learn how to drive. I took them back here with the Jeep, and so they'd understand the gas pedal, the brake pedal, how everything works on the vehicle, and before they actually got on the road with other cars around them. But man, yeah, just being back here brings back those memories. Those good times. Check out the solo driver. Wave! Oh, see you later. She's gone. I'm a big fan of the gopher tortoises. Hey, Fonzie. Oh. Show you how big he is. I don't want to touch him, but yeah, that's my hand. All right, just a little bit further. All right, this is one of two places you can scuba dive back here, and these places are pretty famous for places that you can go. But the sinks go down, I don't know about this one, the other one goes down really far, but they both have the people have died here signs as you get down. The overhead view, it doesn't look like much at all, but when you get down there, these cool caverns to go through. The coastal lowland crayfish, cave crayfish, that's hard to say, lives almost exclusively in the Eagle's Nest sink cave system. Sink to the sea. Yeah, the other one has a long path you got to hike to get to it. So this is what we can see, and it goes down to the pit. And these are famous. There's a lot of people that have died down here, and people like Mr. Ballin, he's done YouTube on this, and there's a lot of other famous people, YouTubers that have done YouTubes on this. But yeah, very cool and dangerous. There used to be a sign-in log right there. It's gone. Oh yeah, it's so clear today too. You see the fish in there? Wow, it is very clear. All right, well, despite my best efforts to cover up the holes to the microphone, water still got in there. So sorry about that. Hopefully it dries out soon. Let's go check out the other one. It's about 15 miles away on gravel road, so it'll be a while. All right, so I just made it down to the entrance to Buford Springs, and that cart just pulled up too, so I'm letting them get a little further ahead before I start walking down there. But the horseflies are going nuts right here. Yeah, look how much dust I've kicked up on the car. All right, yeah, let's get to hiking. This one's, I think it's like a quarter mile or so. It's pretty far to think that people are bringing their scuba gear down here, because it's a long way to have to cart this stuff. But if there's any information here. Now you have to register to dive here. You must be 18 years of age to dive here. No camping. Yeah, there's a owl calling in the background. A lot of little critters running around through the brush. Birds chirping, the wind blowing. Just really cool atmosphere right here. True Florida. And doing it barefoot, so I get the good grounding. Very swampy. Yeah, temperature feels great now finally. Oh, this is pretty neat. Nice little boardwalk heading down. Oh, wow. I can hear the guys from that truck swimming. Just jumped in. How's that water feel?
Not pretty good.
Really?
Yeah. You a YouTuber?
Yeah.
Nice.
I wasn't gonna jump in, but since you guys are in there, I'm gonna go for it.
Crazy. Ooh. That was horrible.
That feels good.
It does.
Yeah.
It's not as cold as I thought. Brandon, look right here. It looks crazy. Dude.
Last time I was here, there was a huge alligator hanging out on that far side there.
There was an alligator?
Yeah. I'm gonna jump in there with the camera.
Swallow the water. I'm gonna jump in here.
That was awesome. I wasn't going to jump in, but since they had, I figured, might as well. Alright, well, it's been years since I've been to Chassahowitzka, and it did not disappoint again. We found the ruins, although that was a heck of an adventure all in itself. We got to see the Devil's Den, which was cool. Jumped into Buford Springs, which I'd never done. That water temperature, perfect. Like, it felt so good. But anyway, if you get a chance to come out here, there's a lot to see and do, and to park here, it only costs like $6, I think, or $3 or $6 to enter, and there's miles of trails to ride and things to see and do. It's a whole lot of fun. If you get a chance, come out here, enjoy it. If you're in this area, it's a local thing that it's right by my house, and I don't do it enough. So this, Wikiwachi, I need to do that more. So yeah, there's a lot. So anyway, thanks for coming along. I'm not sure what we're going to do next week, if anything. I have a cruise coming up, so there might be a couple weeks where I'm not doing anything. So we'll just play it by ear. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.